All right, looks like we're live. So I'll just wait for people to show up or say anything. If you're in the chat, can you say hi or anything so I know you can hear me? Just wait for some people to show up so I can start talking about what I want to talk about. There are a bunch of reasons why I did this surprise live stream, but I'll wait for people to show up. And if nobody shows up in the next couple of minutes, I'll just start talking. All right, so I guess I can start talking. So the main reason why I did this live stream was to see how many people get notifications and if people will watch at this time, because according to the analytics that I have on the channel, most people that watch my videos watch around this time. So I'm trying to see if this is a good time for people to show up because I want to do more live streams. I actually enjoy the live streams a lot more than the videos that I make. So I would prefer to do that. So basically what I'm trying to do is do more live streams, less videos. Is what I'm trying to do. And I think that's better overall because I can always just talk about whatever I want to talk about in the live stream. And I don't even have to really just make the videos, and you guys can respond in real time to whatever topics I discuss, ask questions, things like that. Apologize if you hear a lot of background noise. It's 4 p.m. and there's a lot of noise around this time. Normally I stream later because I don't like all the noise in the daytime. Where I live is pretty noisy. But whatever the case, yeah. So I want to do more live streams on YouTube, but also I want to do more live streams on Rumble. And I actually prefer Rumble. I haven't done any live streams yet on Rumble. The first one I'm going to do is tomorrow. And it's either going to be between 4 p.m. It's going to be between 4 p.m. and 7 p.m. Uh, we'll see who shows up for that. Should be fun. It'll be uncensored and I'll be able to say whatever. I'm only going to do an hour today, if that, depending on who shows up, depending on the conversation. Doesn't seem like too many people are here. But if you're here, don't be shy. You can say hi, you can talk to me. The main purpose of my live streams are to communicate with the audience or the viewers and have back and forth. That's the whole point of me doing these. So if you're here, feel free to talk. So yeah, just waiting for more people to get in here before I really start talking. I'm just doing general announcements, I guess, right now. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I didn't really give a heads up for this stream. It was just supposed to be, that was the point, was to see who would show up if I just randomly decided to stream. But again, I'm trying to test things out, see what times work best for people and stuff like that. Pretty quiet in the chat. Not sure if anybody's here. Just waiting for more people to show up before I really get going. Yep, like I said, this is a surprise live stream, purposely done to see if anybody would show up and also to see how many people would watch at this time. I'm going to reiterate for anybody just showing up. Feel free to chat, by the way. The whole point of these live streams is for me to interact with the viewers. That's why I do them. But at the same time, I'm trying to see how many people would show up around this time. And the reason, it's kind of like I'm doing a little experiment, right? Because my analytics say that most people that watch me watch around this time. So I'm trying to see if this is a good time to go live. Because I'm going to start doing more lives and less videos. I prefer the live streams. They're more fun, interactive. And I could talk about the same stuff I would talk about in any video. I could actually cover more stuff, right? Instead of just making a video about one thing, I could talk about whatever, a bunch of things. So yeah, welcome anybody that's watching. Appreciate it. Once people start chatting, we can start having a conversation. I didn't really have any topics planned other than the announcements, which I kind of already made. So tomorrow I'm going to be going live on Rumble. I'm going to do more Rumble streams. I'm going to try to stream a lot more often. I want to say every day, but that's kind of difficult. But I'm going to try, right? And depending on how the live stream goes tomorrow, I might do more streams on Rumble and more videos on YouTube. So YouTube will be like the video platform where I just talk about stuff, and Rumble will be like the streaming platform. Or maybe I'll mix it up. I don't know. I'm just trying to get an idea of what you guys want me to do. That's why I'm doing this live. I'm trying to understand what people want, what people prefer. And if you're here, can you please hit the like button? It helps to get the notifications out, and it promotes the live stream and the algorithm. Hey, what's up, Lewis? Nice to see you. I didn't really, I kind of half planned this and half didn't, meaning I didn't really announce it to anybody that I was going to do this, but I was like, I want to see if I just randomly go live, who's going to show up, right? I can't promise that I'm always going to have a schedule, so sometimes I'll just randomly want to go live. There have been a lot of days where I was like, I just want to stream, but I haven't like told anybody. So today I'm like, well, let me just see what happens if I just randomly do it, right? But yeah, you guys can talk about whatever you want. So Lewis, if there's anything you want to talk about, if there's anything you want to share, I'm open to also watching videos on stream. Basically anything on YouTube that's not copyright. So basically no music. But if there's like some kind of information or content that you want me to look at, I'll do that as well. Hey Roy. Let me say something to you, Roy, real quick before you leave. I'm glad you showed up. Hey, I went back and I looked at the stream. You and Ileana put a lot of messages that were They were very good messages, and I didn't see them until I went back and looked at the stream. But YouTube censored, like, I don't want to say half, but a lot of your messages. So I apologize if you wrote things and I didn't respond. And you might have been like, well, why didn't he respond to this? I saw them and I was like, wow, he said a lot of good things. Like, I could pull up the stream right now and show you what didn't show up for me. But I was reading every message, and YouTube likes to censor comments that are not bad comments. Like, I'm about to pull it up right now so I can show you what I'm talking about. Give me a second. But I was pretty upset because you and Ileana were really putting some real good comments, and I didn't respond because I didn't see them because YouTube censored it. So it kind of pissed me off, to be honest. But I'm gonna look at it real quick. Live stream. All right. So let me see. Like, all right, I'm gonna pull this up and share with you guys. So you see down here where you said, well, I'm in big trouble. The deep state Satanists, no, I hate them. LOL. Like, I didn't see that comment. And now down here where you said, because we are ruled by Satanists, the goal is to invert everything. Good is evil and evil is good. That's a hell of a comment. And that's one of the things that I always say. And I didn't get to respond because YouTube didn't show it. And then you said Biden has been dead for over 3 years. The guy playing him, it's another guy. The last guy was already taken out. So that was another comment I didn't see. And then Ileana was saying a bunch of stuff that I didn't see. Like, she said they pushing woke problems. And it's basically when you call them out, when you address them directly, they're like, oh, we can't have that. Somehow the algorithm or, the AI is able to pick that up and block those comments. It's like they know when you're talking about them, right? Which is ironic because that's exactly what you were saying. You're like, well, they know that I hate them. So they were like, oh, you hate us, huh? Well, we're going to censor your comments. And I was like, what the fuck? But like I said, I had to go rewatch the stream to see those comments. So I apologize to you and Ileana. If she shows up, I'll let her know. But it's kind of dumb. That's why I want to go to Rumble, right? That's exactly why I want to go to Rumble, because this kind of shit won't happen on Rumble. Rumble doesn't do that. But again, just to be clear, I don't want to say I'm quitting YouTube. It's just that Rumble allows for more freedom, less censorship, and I don't have to worry about what I say, right? And be like, oh, are they going to strike me? Are they going to take me down? That's the thing about YouTube. Because I've had other channels that have gotten strikes or have been removed because of the things I said. And the things that I said were either true or not that bad. And YouTube was like, oh, well, we don't like you're speaking too much truth here. We got to remove you. So it kind of pisses me off. That's why, I don't know, this platform sucks. But whatever. I'm still going to stay on it until they take me down again. But I'm trying to be more careful, I guess. And that's why I had to make 2 Rumble exclusive videos, because I was concerned about getting another strike. So that really irks me that I had to go to another platform, because I prefer YouTube if it didn't have all these rules and censorship. But I was forced to have 2 videos that are not on YouTube that you have to go to another platform to watch just because of the censorship. It's really annoying. But anyways, whatever. So I appreciate all the viewers, anybody that's showing up. So again, just to reiterate to anybody that's watching, if I don't read your comment, it's not because I'm ignoring you or not reading your comments. It's because YouTube censors comments. And a lot of times you'll say something that's not even bad, and YouTube will still censor it. Something normal or something that's not that crazy, but YouTube's like, oh, you're talking about us, or oh, you're speaking too much truth, we have to shut you down. So they'll censor you. and there's nothing I can do about that. I was thinking about just having the chat open so you guys can see it, so that way you can verify which of your messages show up and which ones don't show up. So if you see something that you said and it didn't show up on my side, that means I can't see it, so you're going to have to rephrase it somehow. Roy said it's all AI, my friend. Roy said just use YouTube for what they are worth. Every bit counts. Yep, that's what I'm doing. That's exactly what I'm doing. Hey, what's up, Trace? I'm glad you showed up. By the way, if you guys don't know, I do have a Telegram, and Trace runs the Telegram, and she's awesome. She's always sharing all types of information and a lot of Kim stuff. So the Telegram chat is basically for you guys to be able to chat about whatever you want, any type of knowledge or information you want to share, as long as you guys keep it respectful and no crazy illegal stuff like plotting, crazy plots to do evil things. As long as you guys are, and I trust a lot of the people that watch me. That's why I'm not too concerned about that. So please go to the Telegram and sign up, or you don't have to sign up. It's just freaking join the group. The link. I'll show you guys where you can find the link real quick. Let me pull it up. 1 second. If you haven't signed up for it. If you go to my channel and you go to the community tab, if you go down here, this is where the Telegram chat is. So if you click this, it'll take you to the Telegram. And again, the whole purpose of that Telegram is for people to share information and knowledge and just talk about whatever we talk about on this channel, or whatever you want to talk about, period. That's the whole point, without being censored. Because there are a lot of chats out there that don't allow that, right? They don't want, they're not, there are a lot of chats that are very censorious, is what I'm trying to say. But if you go over there, it's good stuff. I would highly recommend you go over there. Tom said, question, why is everyone silent on Kim Gogan? MSM, alternative media, even Jordan Sather or Dark Outpost. Well, because she must, that's one of the reasons why I give Kim a lot of credit, or I take her seriously, because I see who's against her and how much they try to censor her and silence her. They don't want her information out there. Like, I see people that will stream and host her, but they're scared to put her name in the like the reveal report, right? Anytime that they host her, they don't want to put her name in the live stream because they're worried about their stream being taken down. Like, I think I'm one of the few people that doesn't care, that I just put her name in all the videos, and I'm like, whatever happens, happens. But when I see her being, like, she used to have a YouTube channel, I think it was called Speak Something, I forgot, and that got taken down. I don't know what she's doing now, but I know that she's on different platforms. She's trying to promote herself more. And when I see her always being censored, or they're always attacking her and trying to take her down, then I'm like, okay. So if all these evil people are always after her, she must be on to something, right? Trace said, yes, please, would love to see you all there. Are you able to share the link to RT? I don't know. I'll try to share it and tell me if it shows up, because I know that YouTube is very dumb with links. They don't let links go through a lot of times. Like, I know there have been people that have tried to share their links and it doesn't show up. So let me see if I can post it. Does that show up? And then Trace said, Tom, that's why I support RT because he's such a positive voice about Kim and what she's doing. Yeah, I try to be. And like I said, if I have a discrepancy with something she says or something I find to be questionable, I question it. Because no matter who you are, including Kim, I feel everyone should be questioned and you should always take everything with a grain of salt, right? Even if the person is the goodiest of the goodiest of the goodiest person in the whole entire universe, you should still question everything all the time. And I obviously encourage people to question the things that I say. That's why I talk about the things that I talk about, because I want people to go look at it and question it or see if what I'm saying is true or not, right? Like, go look it up. A lot of times I could like show you the links or where I got the information, right? I could be like, hey, look, I got it from here. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But if I do all the work all the time and you guys don't do any research of your own, then you're just going to listen to whatever I say instead of learning on your own. Is what he's saying true or not, right? So I prefer people to learn on their own. Like, you hear me say something, you're like, oh, let me go check. Let me see if what he's saying is true. Let me look up different sources or Google, whatever. And most of the things I say, if not everything, you can find it. And if you can't find it, then you can come back to me and be like, hey, man, I went and looked for this stuff. I tried to find it. I couldn't. Can you tell me where to find it? And then I'll try to give you links or information. Trace said, yes, showed up. Trace said, let's see if it stays there. Tom said, Kim is not censored on YouTube. Whenever she posts UNN news, it's okay on YouTube. Yeah, well, like I said, she had other channels that were taken down. That's what I meant by being censored. And also, if you try to find her, you're going to find a whole bunch of other people before you find anything about Kim. Like, I put her name Kim Gogan, and people that are not even named Kim Gogan, that are just Kim, they show up way before Kim Gogan does. So I'm like, okay, what's this? It's the same thing with my channel too. Like, if you try to find my channel on YouTube, you're going to see a whole bunch of other channels before you see mine. So and when I first made the channel, my channel was like near the top of the search. Now it's like, you have to go way down to find my channel. So they just I don't want to say shut me down, but they push me all the way down. And that's why I encourage people to sub or hit the like button and all of that, because that helps promote me in the algorithm, and then I can share more information with more people, right? So that's all I ask for, is a like and a sub, and that's it. And then that should take care of spreading the message, I guess, right? But yeah, so again, this wasn't really a stream that I planned in terms of I have all these topics I want to talk about. There are always things I can talk about, but I did, again, just want to make announcements about what I'm doing. And I already kind of did that, but I can reiterate. So I do want to do more live streams, less videos. I want to do more on Rumble, because Rumble is uncensored and I can say whatever I want. And a lot of the things that we talk about on this channel, YouTube doesn't like. So it's only a matter of time. And also, I'm certain that when my channel's up for monetization, they're not going to monetize me once they review the channel, right? Because they have to review and look at it and say, oh, is what he's talking about acceptable? And the people that work at YouTube, they hate me. Let's just be honest. They hate everything I talk about. So they're going to review, and they're just not going to let me go anywhere. So I'm not having too much faith in YouTube, but I know on Rumble, I can say and do whatever I want over there for the most part and not worry about the censorship. So even if that's all I can do is just talk without restrictions, that's better than nothing, right? So Rumble is definitely going to be the alternative. And again, the stream is going to be between 4 and 7 p.m. I want to try to live stream every day if possible. So I have a stream today. I did a stream 2 days ago. I'm going to do a stream tomorrow. I might take off Sunday, and then Monday probably start streaming as much as I can. Maybe. I don't know. That's tentative. So is there anything you guys want to talk about? Any news? Any specific things? I do have probably later on today or maybe early tomorrow, I'm going to release another Kim update. And those are going to be coming more frequently. So Trace, I should catch up rather quickly to the current time. Probably in the next 2 weeks, I'll be fully caught up because I'm going to be going through the content faster and I'm going to be able to make the videos quicker. So once I catch up, then we can talk about whatever. Unless there's something you want me to know now. Because I know you mentioned some things in Telegram. But yeah. And another thing, the time, I was planning to do 7 p.m. streams, but I might do them earlier. I might push them back to between 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. So, and the reason why I'm going to do that is because based on the analytics that I have for the channel, it tells me that most people watch my videos between 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. around that time. So if that is the case, that means that's when most people are available to watch. So it would make sense for me to live stream during that time, right? And it's a good time slot too because there are not that many people on YouTube that are doing anything at that time. Most of the people either go later or earlier. But I think 4 to 6 is a good time. But also that'll be for Rumble as well, so not just YouTube. So what I want to do is like 2 live streams on YouTube a week and probably like 3 on Rumble. I just gotta figure out the schedule, right? There's so many things I can talk about, but so is there anything you guys want to talk about? I'm kind of leaving it up to you guys today, because like I said, I didn't prepare any topics, although there are things I could get into. There are plenty of things I could talk about. Like how people are suffering in Ohio while we're sending money to Ukraine. That's something that's really irking me. I'm not gonna lie. It's really pissing me off. Like I heard people saying that evacuate us and stuff like that. And the people that work for the train company or whatever, supposed to represent the train company, aren't showing up to the meetings to talk to the people of East Palestine, Ohio. But that's the world we live in, right? Where killing people is more important than saving people. So they rather send money to Ukraine to kill people, but not send money to Ohio to save people. Think about that. And then tell me the world's not controlled by a death cult. Right? Tell me that things are getting better or things are good. Because when I see stuff like that happening all the time, every day, and there is no stop to it, like I said in my last live stream and in my video, I said, who's worthy of being saved, right? Like whose lives matter that they're the ones that should be spared. Because I'm seeing a lot of people still dying, a lot of people still suffering, right? So I'm trying to figure out how do we decide who gets to live and who dies and who makes the decision, right? Because again, obviously our incompetent government, they can't figure out that sending money to Ukraine is just hurting people and sending money to East Palestine would help people. They can't figure that part out. So it's kind of like, what the fuck are we doing, right? But it's something that pisses me off every time I read about it or hear about it. And then there's the whole thing about drag queens and stuff like that. That's another thing that's really pissing me off. And hearing stories about drag queens and other stuff like that. Teaching kids in schools. And people are okay with that kind of shit. Then another thing I want to talk about that kind of irked me a little bit is that the video I made about Matt Walsh and Dylan Mulvaney, which I thought was a good video, a lot of people didn't like that. I don't know if it was just trolls coming that support Dylan Mulvaney or whatever, but I thought that was a good video because I spoke a lot of truth, especially if you go to Rumble and watch it. But, you know, a lot of people were downvoting it, and I was surprised because I was like, oh, not really surprised, but more like, oh, so this is the world that we live in, huh? Where people think this is acceptable and okay. So we've gone from do that weird stuff in your private time, in your home, to people getting upset if you talk against it. That's the world that we live in. Because there are a lot of pacifists and people that support stuff that they know is wrong. You look at it, you use your eye test, you can see with your eyes, this is not the way things are supposed to be, and you support it because you want to be a good person. And that shit is backfiring big time. Because those lunatics do not think the same way you do. They want to make everybody that way. They're not thinking, oh, well, if you support me, that's all I want. No. They want special rights. They want special privileges. They want to corrupt society. They want to destroy society. They want to invert society. And people are supporting that shit. They don't see what's going on. They're stupid because they think that the humans are the ones that are in control. It's actually the demons that are doing this shit. That's why they're trying to do all this promotion of all these weirdos. And I can't say too much because it's fucking YouTube. But if we were on Rumble, I would really say what I want to say. But anyways, please watch the Matt Walsh video that I made on Rumble. Please watch it because it's probably my best video. And it's the truth. It is what it is. That's me not holding my tongue. That's me. I could have said actually a lot worse things than that, but I tried to be somewhat civil, I guess. As civil as I could be about that topic. Hey, what's up, Matt? Matt said, good afternoon. My customers took the video footage at Butek Bliss. I'm currently having issues with my lungs. Butek Bliss, where's that? And Matt Cruz says, this wreck is real. All my friends are affected. My friends were fire and EMS on the scene. Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to say. And I'm sorry, I called you Matt. Mark. I apologize for calling you the wrong name. But Mark, that's what I'm trying to say is this is a real thing that's happening here. And let's go back before the train wreck, okay? There have been many things going on in this country that need fixing. We need, like, imagine if we spend that money on fixing the railroads, right? Would that not have saved that from happening or that situation? But no. Let's spend $100 billion on Ukraine and have people die. So it pisses me off that they're more concerned with killing people than saving people. But because I understand who runs and controls the world, I'm not surprised, but I am still annoyed. And what really, really annoys me is that people have faith in the system. And they don't understand that because you support the system, I don't care if you're on the left or the right. I don't give a damn what your political stance is. If you support politics and you support this government, you support the system, you are part of the problem. And that is a lot of people that are part of the problem. Because a lot of people fucking support this shit and believe in it. You're giving this credibility, this structure. And because you're doing that, it's allowing these situations to occur. And how does the train derailment have to do with politics? It's simple. Because instead of us sending money to Ohio to help those people, we're sending it somewhere else. Because of the motherfuckers that we have running the country. It's that simple. And what allows those people to run the country? People voting and supporting this shit. Propping up the system by participating in it. Whether you're on the left or the right. It doesn't matter. If you participate and you support the system, you're part of the problem. Because you're allowing it to have credit and validity So when somebody gets elected, then everybody thinks it was legit, even though there are questions about that. But I'm not going to get too much into that because that's another thing they don't want you to talk about on this stupid ass platform. But long story short, now there are people that are really suffering and they can't get the damn help that they need. Why? And it's not because the government doesn't have the money. They clearly do. So what's the issue here? Why are we not helping these people? Sending some fucking representatives from the train company to talk at a town meeting isn't helping fucking anybody. That's the best you can do? Then you have this retarded ass transportation secretary, whatever the fuck, Pete Buttigieg, the gay dude, right? The only thing he's known for is being gay and breastfeeding a kid or something. I don't know. That's the only thing this guy's ever done in his life. And he's the one running this shit. Supposed to be helping people over there. He's not doing shit. What's he doing? What's he doing? Nothing. Trump did more than him. And Trump is not even in a political office right now. And I don't like Trump either, but at least the motherfucker went over there with food and water, right? That's more than the fucking government's doing. But whatever. I could really... Yeah. Mark said, this wreck is real. All my friends... Oh, I already read that. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying is... it's a real thing that was planned. I honestly believe, this is my opinion now, that it was a setup. It was planned. It was done on purpose. These people were purposely chemically attacked by this train company. And it was probably orchestrated by our government, just like 9/11 and all this other shit. That's what I truly believe. I don't care what anybody else says. That's what I believe. That's what I'm going with. Period. Until somebody can tell me and show me a reason to believe otherwise, that's what I'm going to believe. Why would I believe that? Well, because our government likes to kill people. They like to see people suffer, and they like to make money off of people being tortured. That's what our government does. That's why. So it's simple common sense shit to me. But whatever. And then Mark said, Salem, Ohio. Boutique Bliss is a steel company. I sell them steel. Got you. Mark said the fire and EMS crew said the train bearings were on fire in Canton, Ohio, and Alliance, Ohio. That's 30 miles away. The train. Exactly. You see? Manufacturer crisis, problem, reaction, solution. Exactly. And David Icke always talks about that, right? That's what these people are experts at, is causing chaos and destruction and death and then offering some bullshit solution. And everybody's like, oh, yeah, well, at least they're trying to do something. First of all, they created the problem. Second of all, what they're doing is garbage. And third of all, if you people didn't support this shit, the shit would have never happened to begin with. You're giving power to people that want to kill you. That's what you're doing. And then you're wondering why shit is happening the way it's happening. Why is the world a mess? Why is everything in chaos? Because you keep giving your power away to people that want to kill you. That's why. It's that simple. Stop supporting these systems and these people. All they do is get rich off of people dying and suffering. That's all they do. They don't do anything else. I'm telling you. I wish I was on Rumble because the things I would say. But yeah, YouTube. So yeah, I really get upset because I wish people would see what I see. It's very clear and evident. And there are people that see, but not enough. There needs to be more people. And the people that see are pacifists or quiet. They're like, well, if I tell my family or my friends, they might get mad at me or they won't listen, yada, yada, yada. Well then, are they really your family and friends if they're not going to listen to you when you're speaking the truth? And they're ignorant? And their ignorance is leading to more evil? Because what they believe in is wrong? And they're spreading their shit around, but you can't spread your truth? So are they really good people? Are they really people you should associate with? I don't give a damn if they're your family members or not. Or your friends. I don't care. If they're not doing anything good for anybody, including you, why are they in your life? So, again, you either need to put your foot down and tell these people, hey, what are you doing? You're wrong. Stop. Period. Listen or don't talk to me. It's that simple. But as long as you cuddle them and pat them on the head and say, "Oh, good job, Johnny. Good job, Billy. You're doing so great. Just keep up the great work." When you know they're full of shit and doing wrong, you're perpetuating the problem. You're promoting it. You're allowing it to fester. Now you can't come back and be like, "Well, why is the world so fucked up? Why is everything wrong? Why is everything happening like this?" Well, you're not doing anything to stop it. You're allowing it to continue. And I'm talking to pretty much the good people, right? Because the good people, I'm not saying that they're at fault, but you're the only ones that are going to do anything to stop it. And if you don't do anything, who's going to stop it? Who? Who's going to do anything? The bad people aren't going to do anything, right? So you have to do something. But whatever. I don't know. I'm different. Like, I like to speak my mind, and I don't associate with things that I know are wrong. Like, if I know something is wrong, or if I see somebody doing something wrong, I don't associate. I don't promote it. I don't pat it on the head. I don't say, yeah, everybody should just do whatever they want. No, I call it out and I say, this is wrong. This shouldn't be like this. And more people need to do that. When you see something that's clearly wrong, you need to call it out. I'm going to take a quick 1 minute break. I'll be right back. Hey, what's up? Kim and Lewis said, I just hope Kimberly has protection. I believe she does, good or bad. I would say good, obviously, because of what she's trying to do for humanity. But, because like I said in my last live, I was like, hey, if she's either being allowed to say these things by the evil ones because they want her to say these things. So that would imply, obviously, that she's working with them, which I highly doubt. Or she is being protected by some very powerful good entities because they can't do anything to her. And she's saying all these things. She has a website and a service dedicated to talking about destroying the deep state. So I highly doubt that she would be allowed to get away with saying the things she says unless she's being protected by a great, powerful light source, right? Something good is protecting her for sure. Kim said, late but glad to catch some of the live. I'm glad you showed up, Kim. This was a random live, kind of random, semi-random. I just wanted to see if people would show up at this time. But I didn't really plan too much in terms of topics, so I'm just talking about whatever. But I'm gonna be doing more Rumble streams, so that's where I'm really gonna focus on topics and saying uncensored things, what I really want to say. And I already know what the first live is going to be about. I'm going to talk about so many things that I can't say. I'll give you guys, a preview. I'm going to talk about the C-19. I'm going to talk about the election, the 2020 election. And I'm going to talk about certain communities that you can't talk about because if you do, you get censored. Things like that. That's what I'm going to talk about on that first Rumble live stream. And I'm going to say everything. I'm just going to... You'll see. You'll see. You don't want to miss it. And it'll be tomorrow between 4 and 7 p.m. So I haven't decided on a time yet, but once I do, I will announce it here on YouTube. I'll put it in the community tab so you guys know. So make sure you're always checking that community tab. And that's where I put announcements and stuff like that, or polls or whatever. So I'll announce it there. I'll say, hey, I'm going on Rumble. I'll have the link too for the stream. So you can click on the link, go to the stream. And yeah, hopefully you guys show up there. Kim said she has the highest force protecting her. Yep. According to her, she's working with Source. So if that is the case, then you can't really have a much more powerful force helping you, right? Other than the creation itself, or divinity, or whatever you want to call it. Source, God, whatever. Whatever the term is, flavor of the week, right? But yeah, again, the thing that the reason why I like Kim and support her and watch her and listen to the things she says is because of how similar her goals are to mine in terms of where we want the world to go. She really wants things to be a certain way, and I agree with the way she wants things to be. I'm like, yeah, that's what needs to happen. However we get there, she has her way of doing it, and I have my own way of saying things and doing things. But we have a similar endpoint. Hey, Ilyana, what's up? Ilyana, you weren't here for the beginning, but there were a lot of comments. Remember when you were like, I feel like I'm talking to myself. I went back and watched the live stream, and a lot of your comments got censored by YouTube. That's why I wasn't responding to some of the things you were saying. So it's not because I was ignoring you. And the same thing happened to Roy, the other guy that was there. You guys were saying a lot of things, and YouTube was like, oh, we don't like this. So if you go back to the beginning of this stream, or around the middle of it, about 20 minutes in or so, I was talking about that, how you and Roy had some of your comments censored. And it wasn't that you guys were saying anything too crazy. It's just that when the Satanists or the evil ones that control the world, when they hear you talking about them, they target you, and they're like, oh, you want to talk about us? Okay, we're going to silence you. It is what it is. Lewis said, I was watching a card reader, Janine, this morning. She said the U.S. military is stalled right now. It has 4 options. Yeah, I know about Janine. I don't know. I'm not going to say too much about her. Let's just say I don't watch her. I've heard her say certain things that I don't like. That's all I'm going to say. But, I mean, I'm not saying she's wrong about the things she reads, but some things I don't agree with. But whatever. Everyone does what they do, right? Ileana said, how you sneaked on me like that? What do you mean I sneaked on you? Oh, because I did this live without telling you? Yeah. I didn't tell anybody. I was just like, let me just see what happens. Let's see who shows up. It was a test. Because there are going to be days that I'm not going to like what I was saying earlier is there have been days that I wanted to live stream and I didn't announce it. So I was like, okay, I want to stream, but nobody knows I'm going to stream. So is anybody going to show up? So I didn't stream because of that. But now I did the stream as a test to see if people would show up if I just randomly went live, right? I gave 20 minutes of warning, and I was just like, let me see what happens. So that was the whole point of this. On top of that, I wanted to make some announcements and talk about certain things, mainly having to do with the channel. Mark said, Ileana, hello. Ileana said, they got pissed because I said that they can kiss, you know. Yeah, pretty much. Duh. Then Lewis said, I feel the exact same. Yeah, Janine, I'm assuming you're talking about Janine Lewis. There's certain things, like, when people say certain things, I automatically, and this may be a bad thing, maybe, but not really. Because once I hear somebody say something that I know is clearly wrong, and they still keep saying it and talking about it, that's when I dismiss that person. I'm like, okay, this person is saying something that I know 100% is wrong. I cannot support this person. I cannot listen to this person. I'll give you an example. Carrie Cassidy. I used to watch everything Carrie Cassidy put out. I really used to like Carrie Cassidy. But when she started supporting the white hats and Q and Juan O'Savin and Trump, I was done. I was like, nope, you lost me. Sorry. And it wasn't just once or twice. She kept on doing it. Then on top of that, I saw how she was talking to Kim. And when I compared what Kim was saying compared to what Carrie was saying, Kim made a lot more sense to me and seemed more credible than the things that Carrie was saying. What Carrie was saying seemed like she was just hating on Kim. So I was like, okay. Carrie's not really offering anything that is making me believe her over Kim. She's just hating. So I don't know. Carrie just, I lost it. I was like, I can't watch her anymore. Too much Trump shit. Too much white hats. Too much Juan O'Savin. Too much JFK Jr. bullshit. Shit that doesn't fucking matter. Or people that don't really matter, but they present themselves as important. Like Juan O'Savin. He presents himself as some kind of hero or savior or some shit. And I'm like, bro, you never say anything that matters. You just tell bedtime stories. You're good at ASMR. You're pretty smart. You're a smooth speaker. But that's it. So go do videos on ASMR and you'll be popular. That's all you're good at. You just put people to sleep. You give people false hope. So I guess that's something, right? So if you want some false hope, go watch Juan O'Savin. That's all he does. So I'm like, why the fuck am I watching this guy? And there are people that support him, like Nino Rodriguez, right? Nino's always watching this dude or talking to this dude or interviewing this dude. And they're like buddies, right? But why? Like, and Nino's, you know, he's all in on that shit. So I'm like, okay, well, now this dude is full of shit, right? Like, and it goes on and on and on. Who was the other guy? Forgot his name. There's some other guy, but whenever I see certain people that I know are full of shit and they're associating with other people that are full of shit, then I say they're all full of shit. Do you get what I'm saying? So Janine, she was saying certain things. I think it was about Trump, or I don't remember. But she was saying some shit about Trump. I think she was saying something, Trump is a savior, or Trump is a good guy, or Trump is going to help us, or some bullshit about Trump. And I was like, all right, Janine, I'm done with you. I don't want to hear anything else you have to say. Anytime anybody supports Trump, I'm done with that person. Because Trump is a fake. Whether he's a clone or not, Trump is a fake. He's a fake person. He's always been a fake person. He was put in this world to do a certain job, and that is to trick people and delude people into thinking he's some kind of great person. But he's not. And he misleads people. Whatever people perceive that Trump has done, that's what they wanted him to do. Period. Whether it was good or bad. Whatever people think Trump was supposed to do. So let's see. Ileana said I was cooking. Cool. Lewis said yes. Mark said agree completely with you about Carrie. Yeah. And it's sad because Carrie was one of the most respected people, right? In the alt movement. She still is. It's just, I don't know. I thought Carrie was better than that, right? Like I was like, she's a smart lady. She knows a lot of things. How can she fall for this Trump shit? It just doesn't make sense to me that she would fall for this white hat shit, this JFK Jr. shit, this 107 stuff. I thought she was better than that. I was very disappointed. But whatever. Maybe someday she'll figure it out. I don't know. I haven't watched her, so I don't know what she's doing now. I was thinking about watching her just to see if she's still on about that shit, but somebody did send me a clip on Twitter, and they were like, look, Carrie is calling out the white hats. And I was like, okay. What's your point? She's still pretty much supporting them, so. And you know, this, it took her this long to do it. Like, okay. I saw this shit a long time ago. Like, and I don't do 1/1,000,000th of the research that Carrie has done, and I saw this like years ago, like like a couple of years ago. I already knew they were full of it, and she's just now starting to figure it out. Not impressed, but anyways, Ileana said Nino is the CNN of alternative media. Yeah, I think Nino, he's just going along for the ride. Like he's like, oh, cool, I get to be part of all these people that talk about this weird stuff, and now I'm one of the cool kids. I think that's what he's doing. I honestly, I don't think he has the, how do you say, because he was a boxer, right? So he's somewhat famous. So he's gonna have the backing, right? And now he can just fuck off and do whatever he wants. So he feels like fucking off with the all media, and that's what he wants to do. So have fun. I don't want to fuck off. I want to be serious about shit. And if I see something that's wrong, I'm gonna call it out. Trey said Charlie Ward, yeah. I don't know too much about Charlie Ward, other than him and Kim had a fallout and they used to work together or something like that. But I haven't really looked into his stuff that much because I don't know. I've heard him a few times talk. And I'm gonna say this. Let me be very clear. I'm not saying that everything that these people say is wrong. I'm not saying that. They do say a lot of things that are true. So they still have some truth nuggets. But the problem is when it's like, I don't want to get too graphic, but if you mix something good with something bad, the bad will mess the good thing up. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, you don't put something good and something bad and mix it up and then say, oh, this is good, here, take it. No, you put something bad in there. Now it's like, it's, fucked up. You messed it up. So that's what I see with these people. They have a lot of good information, but they throw in garbage in there, and you're like, bro, like, why are you putting this trash in here? You have this good piece of knowledge, but then you're adding trash to it, and you're ruining it. So that's what I see with, like, all these people. That's what they're doing. They're not just giving you the good stuff. They're giving you garbage mixed in there, and they're hoping you take the whole garbage and eat it, like the garbage salad. Here's the garbage salad. Eat the garbage salad. Enjoy it. And you're like, bro, why couldn't you just give me salad? Like, I just want salad. Like, I don't want this extra crap in here. But anyways, Trey said, are you talking about Tarot by Janine? Yeah, I believe that's who we were talking about. She was working with this other dude. I forgot his name. John something. John Claude, I think his name was. He seems like another good dude too. Like, that's the thing I'm saying. Like, there are people that are good people, but I don't know what's wrong with them. Like, they're falling for shit that they shouldn't be falling for, and it's very disappointing. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna fall for anything ever, so don't expect me to end up like those people. Trust me, there's not gonna be any swaying over here. Let's just say that. Tom said, even Nino doesn't talk about Juan Osaben anymore for a couple of months now. Yeah, and to defend Nino a little bit, there have been times where I saw him questioning Juan Osaben, and he was like, yeah, but people are getting tired of you saying this. People are getting tired of you leading them on. So he has tried to push back a little bit. And even with Carrie, like I've seen him talking to Carrie, and he would get frustrated with certain things that she says, but he didn't want to disrespect her because he likes her, right? So it's like when you like somebody, and that's what I mean by sometimes you got to put your foot down. Like just because you like somebody or you think they're a cool person or whatever, you should have more of an inclination to save that person from looking stupid, right? You should be like, hey, yeah, I like you and all that, but what you're saying here is wrong, and I don't like it. So can you not say this thing, or can we get to some kind of common ground because what you're saying here doesn't make sense? And Nino, when he would talk to Carrie, it's like, yeah, he likes her, he's listening to her, and he gets frustrated, but he doesn't want to push back. He'll just let her say her garbage. And I'm like, I wouldn't do that. Like, I don't care. I like Carrie too, but if I talk to Carrie directly and she's saying something stupid that I know is wrong, well, I guess me and Carrie are going to be fighting, aren't we? We're going to be arguing all fucking night. Because I'm the last person that's going to sit there and just listen to somebody saying something that's wrong and just keep listening and not saying anything, right? Let's see, what else? What else? You guys are saying a lot of things here. I need to read faster. Let's see. Lynette. What's up, Lynette? Lynette said, Juan has predicted things that Kim specifically said she stopped. I believe Kim over Juan because Juan just talks about what he wants to happen, but Kim actually makes things happen. Yeah, and that's the thing. But Juan doesn't even do that. Like, he just talks. Like, I never heard Juan. I've heard him talk a bunch of times, and nothing that he ever said did I come away with, oh, this is what I need to do, or this is what's going to make the world better. I was just like, oh, that was a cool story, and that's it. So, like I said, if you want to listen to story time and go to sleep, listen to Juan Osabe. But I never heard him say anything that was like, yeah, this is patriotic, this is motivating me, this makes me want to do something. Like, it doesn't, like, it's a lot of hot air with him. Kim said, yes, Trace Leia. Ileana said, are you on Twitter? Yes, I am on Twitter. I haven't really done much on there because I thought the platform was going to change under Elon Musk and become more free, and it has to a degree, but there's still a lot of things on there that I don't like that are happening. But I do need to start using it, so I am going to probably be more active on Twitter. So if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, all the links to all my social media are every video, every live stream in the description. So you can always click on my social media. I do have to fix some links that are broken. I have to get on that. I'll probably do it today or tomorrow. But you can follow me on the social media and send me videos or comments or whatever you want to talk about. Trace said, thanks, Kim. I followed her for a while, but as soon as she bagged Kim G, I dropped her. Yeah, she was talking bad about Kim. I remember that. What's her name? Janine. And Carrie, too. Kim said, same here, Trace Leia. And again, if I'm listening to all these people that I can't prove anything that they're saying, Kim sounds the most... If I'm just going by their words, Kim sounds the most credible. That's why I always say, to me, Kim is the most credible. I'll listen to all of them. I can't prove anything that they're saying. But Kim sounds the most reasonable. She sounds like the best person, the nicest person, the most intelligent. She seems to have the most facts. She seems to have the best plan of what to do going forward and what she wants to do with or for humanity. So again, like I said, I'm comparing all these people, and Kim is like way above them in terms of her words and what I see her trying to do for humanity. Tom said Kim is more knowledgeable about ET and Carrie is jealous. Yeah. Carrie's definitely jealous. I think Carrie wants to be in the position that Kim is in. She wants to be the guardian or whatever, right? And when she hears Kim say certain things, she gets upset. Like, oh, well, Kim is saying this thing. Why can't I be the person saying this thing? You get what I'm saying? But whatever. Tom said, Charlie Ward is MI6. Yep. And who's the other guy? Michael Jaco, right? Isn't Michael Jaco CIA? He's another one that he seems like a good guy, but he doesn't like Kim. Kim doesn't like him. And when I compare Jaco to Kim, I'm like, I think I'm gonna take Kim on that one if I had to pick one, right? Because Jaco, he's a nice guy, but he's not all there all the time, right? And I think a lot of times he seems like he's just saying what will make somebody feel better. Like whoever he's interviewing or talking to, he's like, well, I just want to be buddy buddies with this person, so he doesn't really question or push back. It's more like, how can I get along with this person? That's not how you. And that's one thing I do like about Carrie, right? She does push back a lot, although I will say Carrie goes a little bit too far sometimes, but she does push back and tries to really get the truth out of people, whether she likes it or not. And obviously with Kim, she didn't like it. Ileana said, is a psyop mixed bad with good? Yep. Ileana said, Tom, yes. Lewis said, Charlie Ward is Black Hat. Then he was replaced with Silicone Mask Dude. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know too much about Charlie Ward or Black Mask Dude or Silicone Mask Dude, whatever. Yeah, I don't know everything about these people. I just know their names mostly. Eliana said, I don't like anybody. Ha 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 ha. Oh, you think that's funny, do you, Eliana? Okay, I see how it is. No, I'm just kidding. That's funny. And Trey said, Eliana, haha, I'm with you, but I do like Kim and RT only. Oh, wow, that's so sweet of you, Trace. Thank you. Eliana said, Trace, Leia, I'm kidding, obviously, but I am very aware of them grifters. Yeah. I still can't get over that one dude that showed up talking about the Queen of Canada. You guys should have been there for that live stream. If you haven't seen it, you should go watch it. It was 2 live streams ago. If you go to the end of that live stream, dude was talking about, worship my queen, worship my queen. I don't want to hear your opinion. I was like, bro, I'm the last person you're going to come to talking about just listen to you and not question what you're saying. Queen of Canada, queen of the world, what a joke. Anyways, Lewis said, Charlie is clone, body double. Yeah, a lot of these people are. A lot of these people, especially celebrities, politicians. If you look at a lot of celebrities especially, I think that's the most blatant example. Because if you think about some people, of the way they used to be in the past and the way they are now, they're not the same person at all. Like, they're a completely different person. And it's crazy how much of the influential space has been taken over, or has always been that way, I guess, but it hasn't, because I know in the past people were not that way. So it just happened, right? There was a point, and I want to say it happened after 2012, where these people all got replaced or taken over. All the celebrities, all the politicians, all the famous people, they were just all completely replaced by either bots or clones or something. Something happened to these people because they are not the way they used to be. Not like none of these people. Like, you can name any person, a celebrity, anybody, and I'll be like, yeah, this person used to be this way, now they're this way. And it's crazy to me. And people don't see it either. They're like, oh, I like this person. And I'm like, yeah, but they're not nowhere near the same way that they used to be. How can you still like this person? I like people's music or maybe movies and stuff, but as far as the people, I can't. Lynette said, there is a difference in asking tough questions and being egotistical. Carrie doesn't know the difference. Yeah, And that's the problem. Like, early on in Carrie's career, when she first started Project Camelot and she was doing her initial interviews, she was definitely more of a journalist and someone that was really digging for the truth. And she was asking good questions. She wasn't giving people attitude. She wasn't fighting and arguing with people. She was just like, hey, I'm just asking these questions. And she got good information. But now, like in the last few years, I want to say in the last 5 or 6 years, she's really turned into this biatch where she's just rude to like almost everybody, unless she's cool with them, right? But if it's like a new guest or somebody that she hasn't interviewed before, she's really rude and condescending. And if she thinks she knows more than the person, she'll try to put them down and be like, "Oh, no, you're wrong. You're wrong. This is what it is. No, this whistleblower told me this, so you're clearly wrong." And the way she acts is like only the people that have told her things know things. If you never told her something before that person showed up that she's interviewing, then it doesn't matter. It's what she says. And then she'll tell you if you're right. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Ileana said, I'm the queen of my castle, but I still have to cook. Sounds like fun, Ileana. Sounds like me, right? I'm the king of my castle and I have to cook too, so it is what it is. Oh, I was only planning to go for an hour, but a lot of you guys showed up and I like the conversation, so we'll go as long as you guys want to go. Maybe we'll do 2 hours. I wasn't expecting as many people, to be honest. I was just like, oh, let me see what happens. So please, if you're here now, please show up to the Rumble stream tomorrow. If you can make it. And I'll even take suggestions. What time do you guys prefer? 4, 5, 6, 7? What's the best time for you guys? Liana said, I don't mind cooking. Yeah, I don't mind cooking either. I'm not going to say I'm the best cook, but I prefer my cooking over a lot of other people's cooking. There's only maybe a couple of other people that have eaten their food, unless it was restaurant food, right? That I was like, oh, their cooking is better than mine. Very few people. But, whatever. As long as it tastes good, that's all I care about. So yeah, I do. Again, I'll just say this. I'll just put this out there. I do want this channel. I do want to do interviews with people, even you guys. I want to interview you guys. Just talk about whatever, you know. We can just have conversations back and forth. I do want to grow this to be something big, right? Because if there are people that are big that are talking about nonsense, then why can't we talk about the truth and it be big, right? So we can have like the real truth news, right? Or something like that. Um, just something that is real, not fake, not made up BS, like what's really going on in the world. I see all these people. I always talk about Tim Pool, right? Because if I had to be honest, even though I don't like a lot of things he says, I do admire his work ethic. I do admire his model, his setup, the way he does his channel and his streams. He has a very good, like if you're trying to be popular or if you want to really get big and do well, I really highly recommend you emulate what he's doing in terms of his content and the way he puts things out, his schedule. Like he really knows what he's doing. And I like that. I want to someday get to that point, right? Where I'm doing a lot of videos and then I have a live stream show where people show up, guests or whatever. But that's going to take a lot of time and effort and work. So I'm gonna need a lot of support. I'm going to need a lot of help. So we'll see where that goes. there are people that I want to interview, obviously. I'm sure you guys know at least one person that I want to interview, right? But Lynette said, anytime okay. Eliana said, I have to get a new password for Rumble. Set a time so I can plan accordingly. Well, the tentative time is between 4 and 7 p.m. tomorrow. But I'm going to announce it tonight because I have to plan it out, right? I have to plan my day out. So tonight, look on the community tab on this channel, and I'll have the stream set up. I'll have the time. I'll have the link so everybody knows. Click on the link, and this is the time that it's going to start. I'll have that out later on. I might make a video too just to make sure, because not everybody watches the live streams. So I'll probably just make a video making sure that everyone knows that I'm going to do this. Just an announcement video. And I also have to make the Kim video. So I have to really plan out my day. Because the Kim video takes a couple of hours. About 3 hours to make. Just to make one Kim video takes 3 hours. Because I have to watch everything she says. I have to write the notes. Then I have to make the video and stuff like that. Lewis said, I have watched most politicians, I want to say, or politics in U.S. and Canada since 2016. Yeah, it's funny because that's around the same time I started to pay attention to politics. Because before 2016, I didn't give a damn about politics. I still kind of don't, but I only pay attention because that's why I watch Tim Pool, because that's all Tim Pool talks about is freaking politics. So I'm like, okay, well, he can give me the information that I don't feel like going to look up myself, right? Like, I don't really care about this, but he can keep me informed on what's going on. So I watch him, I get, what I need out of it, and I'm well informed on what's going on. And he does a good job with that, I can't deny that he does a good job. Even if I don't like some of his opinions, he does a good job on politics. So I have an idea of what's going on. But since 2016, I saw what's going on with Trump and Hillary, and I was like, why is everybody going so crazy over this shit that doesn't matter? And, I started paying attention since then. And I'm like, okay, now I have to pay attention because it's affecting my life, right? And when something affects me, I have to pay attention. Before that, I didn't really give a damn. I was like, whatever, I don't care what these crazy people are doing. Because, and I'm going to be honest, up until 2016, like, I kind of stopped doing research. I stopped caring about what was going on in the world because I was like, nobody wants to listen. So I didn't really care. I was like, these people don't care what's going on or what's happening to them, so why am I going to talk about this? Because before that, I used to tell everybody that I met, no matter where I went, even in the military, I would, like, everybody knew me as the crazy UFO guy or whatever. Because I was always talking about aliens and UFOs and stuff like that. And people would come and tell me stories that they wouldn't feel comfortable telling their families or friends. And they'd tell me all types of crazy shit. But long story short, no matter where I was in my life, I always wanted to spread the truth and tell people what was going on in the world. I wanted to wake people up. But around 2014, 15, 16, I was like, nobody cares. Everybody's content with how fucked the world is. So why am I talking about it? Why am I telling these people? No one wants to listen. No one's going to do anything about it, right? So I just stopped talking about it, and I didn't care anymore. But then, again, once I started to see how crazy politics were getting and how crazy people were acting, and it started to affect my life, I was like, okay, I'm going to have to pay attention and try to do something about this. Because if I don't, nobody's going to do anything, right? And back then I didn't know about Kim. I didn't know about too many people. I knew Carrie. I've known about Carrie for a long time, but I didn't really know who Kim was and stuff like that. So yeah, Lynette said, what is your favorite dish to cook? Do you bake? That's a good question. I don't bake too much. My favorite dish, if I had to be honest, I just make steak. I like steak. It's easy to make. Well, I prepare it, right, before I cook it. I don't just cook it like out the package. I prepare it and then I just make steak, rice, whatever. Simple stuff, vegetables. Nothing too complicated. I'm not like a gourmet chef or anything. I just eat to live, right? Mark said, "Keep up the good work. We need this platform, Real Truth." Thank you. I'm trying. I don't want to give up, right? I want to keep some semblance of real truth in existence so that people can have somewhere where they can come and talk about it. And that's what the Telegram is for, right? So again, if you haven't signed up for the Telegram, Trace is running it, and she's in the chat, and she's a good person. She's really good with what she does over there. She does a lot of good work, and she constantly provides updates and links on what Kim is doing and other things. So if you want to share information, go to the Telegram. It's in the community tab. I linked it in the chat. I'll link it again. Let me see if I can link it real quick. All right. There's the Telegram. So join the Telegram and participate, because I want to have a place where people can talk about the truth, about what's going on in the world. Even if you agree or don't agree with what people are saying, at least talk about it and try to figure out what's happening, right? And that goes for anything. There are other chats out there that are censored, or they have Nazi mods that don't let people say stuff. So my chat doesn't do that. Like, you can just go and talk about whatever. And if you want to contact me directly, you can reach me. I'm not too active in that chat, to be honest, in the Telegram chat, but you can communicate with me there if you have a direct message you want to send me there, or you can connect with me on Telegram directly to me. So either through the chat, the Real Truth chat, or straight to me. And then where one brother, welcome. He said, "I learned English and politics since 2016." That's cool. That's real cool. And it's crazy because U.S. politics really does affect the world. It really does. You want an example? We're sending $100 billion to Ukraine to fight Russia. And that's our politics that is doing that, right? Ukraine would probably have already been crushed if it wasn't for the United States sending all the aid they're sending over there. And we are by far sending the most aid out of any country. Instead of helping people in Ohio that are suffering and dying and getting poisoned, we're sending the money over there to Ukraine so more people can die in a war. Isn't that great, guys? Isn't that what you voted for? Isn't that what you want? If you're in the U.S., you want war and death instead of helping people? Yep. That's what we have. What a great government. What a great country. Anyways, Ileana said, people are giving the power to this politicians. This has to stop. Idol worshiping. Yep, that's exactly what I just said. Pretty much. Lynette said, interesting. I seen Eric Weinstein talking about UFO subject. He is mainstream science academic. And again, if you guys are saying anything in the chat and I haven't read it, it's not because I'm ignoring your messages. It's because YouTube likes to censor comments, and the only way I see them is if I go back and watch the live stream, which I do all the time, to see what I missed and what you guys wrote that wasn't showing up. So it's not me ignoring you, it's I'm not seeing certain things YouTube doesn't allow. I can't do anything about that. And that's why I want to go to Rumble, right? So I can have uncensored talks, uncensored chats, and you guys can say whatever you want over there. Lynette said, interesting. Oh yeah, I already read that. Did I read that? Yeah. I don't know too much about him, to be honest, but I've heard about him a few times. I know he's pretty popular, but I don't know him too well. Maybe I'll have to look into him more. Liliana said, got it, thanks. Where one said, felt like it was vital, learned faster. Yeah. It's funny how that works, right? When something is affecting your life or you feel it's important, you tend to learn it quickly or pay attention to it more. Mark said, anyone read the book, To the Heart of the Matter? I haven't. I don't know if anyone else has. And Mark said, very good way to wake up people. Yeah. And again, the only way I'm gonna get off of YouTube is if they take me down, right? And that's why I have to keep repeating this and reiterating this. I want to do more Rumble stuff. So the things that I want to say that will get me removed from YouTube, I can say over there, and you guys can still get the information, right? Whereas here, I really have to watch what I say, and it's annoying. I hate being censored. I hate being silenced. It's just annoying. Like if I say something wrong and I know I'm wrong, I'll be like, all right, cool. Yeah, censor me. Remove my comment. Whatever. It makes sense. But if I'm speaking the truth and I know I'm right and I'm being censored, that's when I get pissed off. Mark said the author is amazing. Ileana said, did you watch that video I told you? I didn't have time, Ileana. I haven't gotten to it yet. But it's on my to-do list. But like I said, I have to make a video today, which is going to take me 3 hours. I have to plan the stream for tomorrow. I have other things, personal things in my life. And then I have to get ready for tomorrow. I have to sleep. I have to eat. I have to cook. There's a lot of things. So it's very difficult, like, to find free time. But I will try. I will try. I'm not going to make a promise. I'm just going to say I will try. And that's something else. I'm glad you brought that up because a lot of content creators, it's difficult for them to watch other people's content because they're trying to focus on what they're doing. So it's hard to watch someone else, right? And I noticed that with a lot of people where they don't know about what somebody else said. So I'll watch a bunch of people and I'm like, well, this guy didn't see what this guy said and this guy didn't see what this guy said. And it's not because they're ignoring them or they don't want to watch them. It's that they don't have the time. Like they're so busy doing what they're doing that they just don't have time to go watch somebody else. So like, I do want to watch what you recommended. It's just I have to make time for it. But I have it on the stream. So when I do find time, I'll just go back to what you referenced. I'll look at it. I'll be like, oh, okay, she told me to watch this thing. I'll go watch it. It was the video with the psyops, right? You told me to watch the video with the psyops, and it was Mark Passio, I think it was. And there was another guy that you mentioned, but I forgot his name. But it's on the live stream, so I could always refer to it, so it's not gone, right? But yeah, it's difficult. So again, if you guys do recommend me stuff and I don't watch it, it's not because I'm ignoring you or I don't want to. It's time, right? Time. We're all under this constraint of time, and there's only 24 hours in a day. It sucks. I wish there was like 36 hours in a day or something. It would be easier to do things, but darn sun, it only revolves 24 hours, right? Or we go in a circle 24 hours. Whatever. You guys know what I'm trying to say. Mark said, Kim wrote the book. Download. It's free. It's a book of history about Marduk, world history. It's a must read. And I'm glad you said that. That's another thing I want to do. You see how I'm doing this live stream and we're just talking? Like I'm just talking. I don't want to just talk all the time. I want you guys to talk to me and tell me what you want me to look at or what you want me to show you. Because like what Ileana suggested or what Mark suggested, we can just look at it on the stream and talk about it. Or I could read a book. I could read information. You know, there are things I want to read, like important things that matter, right? Like knowledge. So I have a lot of information on my computer, but I have to I want to put it in a format that you guys will enjoy. I don't want to just. So maybe that's what I should do, right? In a live stream, we can just read off knowledge or information, and then we can have conversations about it. Because if I do a video, it'll probably be boring. Because I'm just gonna be reading stuff, and you guys are gonna be like, "He's just reading," and you may want to respond, but you can't. Lynette said, "Mark, where do I find that?" Leon said, "I like people who bring receipts." David Martin, Butterfly of the Week. Yeah. That's what it was. David Martin, Butterfly. Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Because I can show you guys where I get some of my knowledge or information or things that I find to be about as powerful as you're gonna find on this planet. And I would say that Kim has similar sources to the things that I find to be true knowledge, I would say. That's another reason why I like Kim. Because did you guys see the True History of the Earth video that she did on YouTube? Because when I saw that, I was like, oh wow, Kim knows the same stuff that I know. She was saying the same stuff that I already know, but I haven't really talked about on this channel. But I'll show you guys that at some point. Mark said the link is on her main page. I'll try and post the link. Yeah. The good news is that other than the live stream this weekend, I don't have too much that is going to take my time. So I'll probably be able to get to that stuff, Lynette. And to give you a time, I'll probably watch it Sunday because I don't have anything really planned for Sunday. So maybe on Sunday I can watch that David Martin Butterfly of the Week and the other thing you told me to watch with the other guy. Mark said True History video was amazing. Yeah, and it was funny because I had heard this before somewhere, and I'll show you guys where I got it. And it wasn't Kim. It was somebody else, but it was the same knowledge. And it's funny that she has that knowledge. So that tells me a lot, right? Because if I have a certain knowledge that I know is as good as it's going to get on this planet, and it's the truth, the way that I know it, and she says the same thing, that tells me a lot about her. And I'm like, okay, she's definitely on the same page with me as far as that is concerned. So I'll show you guys that at some point. But yeah, what else do you guys want to talk about? Lynette said, what I saw was just one episode of True History, but that was a long time ago. No new episodes. Is there more episodes now? No, she said that she was planning on doing it more when she had more time. Like she was going to do more videos about it, but she hasn't done it as far as I know. So, she's super busy. But whenever she does, I'll be interested because it was getting pretty good. But funny, maybe I'll share before she makes her videos what I have, and then whenever she does release the rest of those videos, then we can compare and see how much of it is the same as what I have, right? Because I can show you what I have, and it's pretty much almost the same thing as what she was saying. So if she does continue on with what she was saying, then it'll probably lead into the same stuff that I already have. I will say the best way to know what the truth is to find the most credible people and compare notes, right? Like look at all the people that have said what, and then whatever makes the most sense, you put it all together, you compare it, and if you see a common theme where you're like, well, they're all saying this, they're all saying this, they're all saying this. When you see them all saying the same thing, that's how you know what the truth is. And I'll say the truth as good as you're going to get on this planet. So you compare all these people, you see where they line up, and you're like, okay, that has to be the truth because they're all saying the same thing. You get what I'm saying? So I can do that too, right? Like I can show you what I have, and I'll be like, I have this, 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 and this. And this matches up with this, this, this. And then you guys can decide what makes sense and what adds up. We can even watch that, right? I don't think Kim will get upset if we watch the True History, right? On this channel. I'll probably share it. Because I know somebody else shared it on YouTube, but it wasn't Kim. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. I'm not going to play it. I'm just going to pull it up. Googing truth. Okay. The real history. Oh, that's what it's called. Oops. See, this is in Kim's channel, whoever this person is. Whoa. Calm down. That was a little loud, a little excessive. Okay, that's super loud, even when I turned it down. Why is it so loud? One second, guys. You see this? I don't know who this person is. Riding the waves. I don't know if they work with Kim or not, but they're the one that has the video up. And as you can see, this is Miss Kimberly Ann Gogan. Would you guys clap, please? Thank you. Clap for Kim. But this is the video. And I saw this video a while ago when it came out. And I was like, oh, okay. She's saying a lot of things that I already know. That a lot of people don't know, but it's true. So let me stop the Inception real quick. Because if I don't show my logo, it'll start Inception. Let's see. Yeah, Trace, I'll do the info. When will I do that? I wanted to do it in video format. All right, let me tell you what I wanted to do, Trace. I wanted a female to work with me to read the history that I have. I wanted a female to read certain parts, and I was going to read certain parts. That's what I wanted to do. That's why I haven't done it. But maybe I'll just read all of it myself. And what I'll probably do is I'll do it on a live stream. So that way we can go through it, right? So maybe what I'll do is I'll have a live stream and I'll say, all right, today we're going to go over this. We could just talk about it. And it's pretty good stuff. That's all I'm going to say. It's like when you hear the truth, you know it's the truth. There's no denying it, right? So again, like I said, when I saw Kim saying it, I was like, wow, she's on point. Like she's saying the truth. And I was very surprised. Not surprised because Kim knows it, but because I wasn't expecting anybody else to say it. Like I was like, oh, I didn't think anyone else was going to say this, but she's saying it. So it's pretty good stuff. So let me see. Mark said, I have the book downloaded, cannot find the link. If you have an email, I'll send a file. Liana said, what's the name of that person? I'm not sure what you guys are talking about. Trace was clapping, I'm assuming, for Kim. Lynette said, to me, it's more credible if it's logical, not just that a lot of people believe the same thing. All Scientologists believe the same thing, but I don't believe them. That's not what I was saying, Lynette. I said, when you find somebody that's credible, and there are a bunch of people that are credible that are saying the same thing, that's when you start to see what the truth is, right? Because like you just said, yeah, a lot of people can believe the same thing. It doesn't mean anything, right? A lot of people are Christians. A lot of people are Muslims. A lot of people are this or that. Doesn't mean that their religion is the truth, right? Although there are a lot of truths in religion, it doesn't mean that everything that they say is true. But what I was saying was find people that you know are credible, like Kim, right? I know Kim is a good person and she's trying to do the right thing and she speaks a lot of truth. So I see someone like her, and then there's another source that I have that is saying the same thing she's saying. So I'm like, okay. So there are two sources that I find to be very credible that are lining up the same knowledge. So that tells me that this has to be the truth. And then not just them, but then there are other people that are credible that I find to be saying the same things. So when I start to see a pattern of people that I respect or find to be speaking the truth, that are good people, saying the same thing, I'm like, okay, this is what the truth is. And again, I'm gonna emphasize this: the best truth you're gonna get on this planet. The best truth you're gonna get on this planet. Doesn't mean it's the ultimate truth of the universe. It just means, as far as we know, being in our little human bodies, doing our little 3D stuff that we do, that's as good as it's going to get. At least as far as I've found. Now, if there's something that someone else finds that's beyond that, then I'll look at that and I'll be like, oh, okay, somebody introduced me to something new that I didn't know before. Let me incorporate that into this and see how it compares, right? But I can assure you, at this point, it's going to be very difficult to find something new unless it's coming from actual others or aliens, right? Unless an alien or some higher source comes down and starts saying certain things, I'm not gonna find too many new bits of information. But it is what it is. And of course, I'm not saying I know everything. I'm just saying certain things that make sense when it comes to the world and the universe. So yeah. But yeah, what Kim was saying in that video was very good. And she added certain things that I didn't know. Like she introduced certain things that I was unaware of. So I was like, oh, okay, she's putting this in here, this in there, and she's making it connect to this, connect to that. But yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, tomorrow, like I said, just to uh, remind you guys, I will be talking about the C19 on Rumble. I'm gonna go hard on that. I will be talking about, because there are things I want to say that I can't say on YouTube. I will be talking about the 2020 election because there are things I can't say on YouTube, and I will be talking about certain communities that can't be discussed. And then, of course, we'll talk about Kim Gogan and anything else you guys want to talk about. But I'm definitely going to rant for probably like a half hour. Just ranting, just saying all this stuff. And I'm going to be cursing a lot. I'm going to be pretty animated. So just prepare for that. So if you don't like me cursing, or if you can't handle naughty words, then maybe you might want to turn me down or whatever. But I'm going to be letting loose. I'm just warning you guys ahead of time. And then after that, we can relax and just talk about whatever. Mark said, Lynette, the old link to the book is gone. I'll try and get a link. I have the book downloaded. If you tell me what the name of the book is, I'll be able to find it real quick. Mark, what's the name of the book? Lynette said, the old link to the book is gone. Oh, you repeated the same message. Mark, tell me what the name of it is, and I'll find it real quick. Maybe. Depending on what it is. I think I missed it. Let me see, Karen. Oh, no. Let me see. I'm scrolling through the chat to see what the book is. Oh, to the heart of the matter. Okay, I see it. All right, let me see if I can find it. And you said Kim wrote it? Hmm. Yeah. It's probably. Let me see. Okay, I think I found it. Uh, I'll link this, and then you guys tell me if that worked for you. Tell me if that's the right book. Is that the right one, Mark? Amazing book, world history. Marduk delete everything in about 300 pages. Liana said, "Cool. I like cursing." You're funny, Liana. So is that it, Mark? You can click on it real quick. I linked it in the chat. Can you see the link? If you can't see the link, I'll do Inception real quick. Inception is when I show my stream and it just starts showing a million versions of my stream. Yeah. So there's the link, so you guys can see it. But let me take this off before it does a million of my stream. All right, cool. Yeah. So there you go, Ileana. I'll probably look at it myself later on. There's so much stuff to look at. There's so much information and knowledge. But I'll tell you this. Knowledge and information, it's definitely more fun when you're talking about it with other people. I want to ask you guys about somebody. Have you guys heard of Ashiana Dean? I'm being censored. Yeah, Mark. Like that's what I told you guys. Like, look, I'll show the stream again. You're all being censored. I'm certain that when I go back and watch the stream, there's going to be a lot of comments that I didn't read. And you guys are going to be like, why did he ignore me? I didn't ignore you guys. It's just YouTube blocks your comments. So look through here and tell me if I missed any comments. Because I'm certain I have. And this is what I see. This is what I see on my side. So if one of your comments didn't show up, it didn't show up for me. Like, there's nothing I can do about it. But YouTube. Yeah, I'll post it right now. I'll post it right now in the Telegram real quick. Read this book. So, oops, I posted it to you. Sorry. Trace, read this book. Alright, there we go. Well, there you go, Trace. You have it, and everybody else can have it too. See how it's doing Inception? I need to cut this off. I hate when it does that. It just goes on for infinity. Mark said, it's the book. Ileana said, my sense of humor kept me sane. Trace said, yes, I've heard of her. And Kim has commented on her in the past saying that not all her stuff is correct. Yeah, I saw what Ashiana Dean was saying, and it was, I heard about it from Carrie Cassidy, and it was pretty impressive, I'll say. But what I will say is with anybody, and that includes Kim, information can change, knowledge can change, timelines can change. So even when someone seems to have all the answers, they can be proven wrong because timelines change. And I know Kim said something about that not being possible, but if I had to be honest, I don't believe that. I still believe that you can shift timelines at any point. And I know for a fact that the evil ones are going back in time and changing history. So That I am certain of. So anything can change at any point. So even someone that has all the facts, all the answers, 100% right all the time, they can still be wrong. Just because of the nature of the universe that we live in, it can be altered and changed. It's always fluctuating. The only truth is the moment that you're in. The past can be changed and the future can be changed. So the only truth is the moment that you're in, where you're at. That's the only real thing. Everything else can be altered. That's the truth. Eliana said, my sense of humor kept me sane. I think I read that already. That's funny. But yeah, but I still think Ashiana Dean is somebody worth listening to. And I do think, because Carrie Cassidy did question Kim about it, and a lot of the things that Ashiana Dean says is very similar to a lot of things that Kim says. That's all I'm trying to say. So I would say, just like anybody or anything else, take it with a grain of salt and just listen to people, right? Don't worry about the person. Worry about what they're saying and use the knowledge to your advantage, to add to your archive of knowledge, whatever you want to call it, and then compare it with other sources, right? I don't subscribe to this one person has all the answers all the time. I don't subscribe to that. And that includes Kim. That includes me. That includes anybody that I've talked about or anybody ever. No one has all the answers. But a lot of people together can have all the answers. You get what I'm saying? So maybe, like I was saying earlier, if you see all these people that are credible saying the same thing, then you can start to maybe believe that that is what the truth is, right? Lynette said, yes, I've heard of her through Carrie. Never bought her book. Same thing. Yeah, and I did read a little bit of her books. I have them. Very powerful stuff. That's all I'm going to say. But she's just another source, right, of information. Trey said, thank you. You're welcome. Mark said, well stated regarding the timelines. Yeah. I know for a fact that can happen because I've done it myself. You can shift your consciousness into a different timeline. And it's the only thing about it is if you don't know what you're doing and you do it, you might get stuck in a timeline you don't want to be in. And I'm going to be honest with you, I think that's what happened to me. I think I accidentally shifted into the timeline I didn't want to be in. And I'm here, guys. So take advantage of me while I'm here. I'm here to do a job, I guess, right? It was fate. Source wanted this to happen, so now I have to do my part. I'm just messing with you guys, but it is what it is. I don't think a lot of people want to be in this timeline, to be honest. But we're apparently all here to do a job, right? And Eliana said, that's correct. And Eliana said, I know you can wait to read what I said. I know you can. What do you mean? Lynette said, regarding timelines, a month ago, I was hearing same news stories 3 days apart, as if they were brand new. Thought I was crazy, but then thought it was a timeline thing. Yeah, I've seen a lot of examples of things that I know were a certain way in the timeline I came from, and in this timeline, they're not that way. Like, I can give you a tiny, minuscule, microscopic example, but it's something, and it's just a basic thing, but I'll say it. So you guys know the whole Mandela effect and what happened with Luke Skywalker, right? And Darth Vader, where Luke Skywalker, or Darth Vader said, Luke, I am your father. Or no, I am your father. So in this timeline, Darth Vader says, no, I am your father. But in the timeline I came from, Darth Vader says, Luke, I am your father. So I remember very clearly him saying that. It's like yesterday. I remember it. I remember seeing it. I remember hearing it. But in this timeline, that's not what it is. And that's just one, like I said, a very tiny example. But it's something that I know that has changed. And there are many other things that I've seen that have changed. But that's just one thing. And I'm like, okay, so a lot of people in this timeline think this is the way it's supposed to be, but it's actually this way. They don't know the original timeline. They don't know the timeline I came from. They know this timeline. And it's weird too, because it's like I'm talking to alternate versions of the people that exist in another world. Yeah, whatever. So that's just one tiny thing. Like I said, there are many other examples I can give you, but it's just something. Ileana said, very little facts out here, mostly opinions. Like another thing I can say too is Mandela, right? The reason why they call it the Mandela effect is because I remember reading in my book when I was a child about Mandela dying in a prison. But that's not what happened in this world. But where I came from, he died in a prison. I remember reading it. I remember seeing it. I remember it was when I was like in 4th grade or something. But in this timeline, no, he didn't die in a prison. He died later, something else, something or other, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Whatever the new timeline says, right? What else can I think of? This is another example. Sinbad. I don't know if you guys know who Sinbad is, but he's a comedian. And he made a movie that he was a genie. And this was a popular movie when I was growing up. But in this timeline, he never made the movie. And the movie doesn't exist. And nobody remembers it. I'm like, how the fuck? And it's funny because the people that do remember, they tell him, they say, hey, dude, you made this movie. And he's like, no, I didn't. What are you talking about? And it's funny to me because I remember the damn movie, but nobody else does. So I'm like, how the hell did I get in this timeline where everything is different? Like, it's weird. But it happened. That's all I'm saying. I somehow shifted into this timeline. And the timeline I came from, which was the original Earth, the original timeline, is gone. But maybe I can somehow find a way to get back there if I can fix this timeline, right? So, come on, guys. You gotta help me. We gotta fix this. We gotta make that Sinbad movie. We gotta change the script in Star Wars. We gotta make sure Mandela died in 1987. We gotta fix this stuff, guys. Come on. Let's go. We gotta get to work. Yeah, see, Mark remembers it. That movie happened. Another thing that I suspect is, like I said, what I think causes the Mandela effect. There are many things that people say cause the Mandela effect, right? But what I think causes it is that these evil demons that control the world, or aliens, whatever you want to call it, they go back in time and they remove things or change things. I'll give you another example. There are footsteps of humans walking around at the same time as dinosaurs. But they don't know how those footsteps got there. I know because I read it. And I know who put those footsteps there. But people in this world don't know. They're like, how did those human footsteps get there when the dinosaurs were there? Well, let's see. Because maybe humans had the technology to go back in time and travel and see the dinosaurs and step out of the spaceship and then stand there. I mean, it's not that complicated. But I know who did it because I read about it. But most people don't know how that happened. So they just saw magically one day there were footsteps that showed up next to dinosaur bones or whatever the fuck. I forgot exactly where this was. I think it was in Texas or something. But they were like, there's no way that these humans, what do they call that? When they date they date it, right? They dated it back. They said these footsteps were there at the same time as dinosaurs were there. Let me see. Ileana said, we don't know if this is the year or the day we think it is. We were told it is, but who can prove it? You guys want to see something cool? There's this guy that apparently went into another alternate dimension where it was a few years into the future, and nobody is alive in that world except for him. He's the only person that is alive. And he posts his videos on YouTube. If you guys want to see that, it's kind of cool because whether he's faking it or not. First of all, nobody knows if he's faking it or not, although some people say they can prove it somehow that he's faking it. I don't know how they can prove it, but they say they can. But whatever the case is, this guy shows like the time and the dates and where people should be out and about and doing stuff in places in the world that are heavily populated, yet nobody is there. I don't know if you guys have seen that. But I thought that was pretty crazy. Let me see what else. Lynette said, I seen the Sinbad Genie movie. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it happened, but it doesn't exist. You can't find it in this timeline. It's gone. Mark said the movie was not good. Agree. Yeah, it was a stupid movie. It was just dumb. It's just two kids that wanted, they found Sinbad somehow and they were asking him for stupid wishes and dumb stuff. Like, it was some dumb movie. And Sinbad was really funny in the movie. That's all I remember. And there was some kind of moral, and he ended up teaching them something towards the end. I don't know, some stupid stuff. Because I saw it when I was a kid, right? So I can't remember exactly everything. But I do remember seeing it. Eliana said, I remember Sinbad. And Mark said, carbon radiation dating. Yeah, there you go. Thank you for saying that. Mark said, oh, this is epic. The videos he posts. So you know what I'm talking about then, Mark, right? With the guy that he goes to heavily populated places in the world that are supposed to be busy and nobody's there. And he's showing the date and time. And he says it's in the future. And he's the only person that is in the whole world. And people are like, well, how is this happening? I don't know. What I thought was that maybe he was like a famous person or somebody that's really rich. And he's somehow able to get this done in terms of having the places rented out or whatever and saying, okay, I don't want anybody to be here at this time. So he shuts the place down. And then he makes like a little video about it. But you'd have to have a lot of freaking money to do that. Like, and he does it a lot. So I'm like, he must have infinite money to be shutting these places down and paying these people off. Because he does it a lot. Lynette said, I seen the video of the guy alone. It was freaky. It is fraud. No one knows how he did it. I think the guy was in Spain. Yeah, I think that's who the guy is. It's something to think about at the bare minimum, right? And I do believe things like that are possible. It's just, is what he's doing real? It definitely just makes you think, right? At the bare minimum, you're sitting there like, is this real? Does this really happen? Mark said, yes, the video is awesome. Mark said, makes you think and scratch your brain. All right, guys. I really enjoyed this conversation, all of you showing up. I am going to shut it down. I do have to make plans for tomorrow. I do have to make videos. I do have to do other stuff for you guys, basically. And, yeah, if there's anything else you guys want to talk about, you can go to the Telegram or follow me in the social media. It's in the links below. You can follow me on Telegram if you want to send me something there, a message there, Twitter, wherever, right? Just, oh yeah, and I have to fix the links too. That's another thing I got to do. But long story short, you can follow me wherever. Send me messages if you want me to watch something. Eliana, I'm going to try to watch the stuff that you recommended. Like I said, maybe Sunday, because that's the next day that I don't have really anything going on. And we'll see what happens. I'm going to post the message in the community tab about when I'm going live. Okay, so that'll be later on today. And it's going to have the link to Rumble. So I hope you guys join me there. It's going to be uncensored. None of your comments will be blocked. None of your comments will be hidden. You can say whatever you want over there. And I'll be definitely saying whatever I want. So, and I already told you guys what the topics were. So I'll repost that in the community section of this channel. And I hope you guys all have a great day. And I'll see you